Joe Cox. Jacob Everett.
Present.
Eric Hayden.
Present.
Dennis Johnson.
Present.
Emily Pearson.
Present.
Awesome. We have a quorum of 5 members present. All right, we'll start off with town council. I have nothing listed on the agenda. Does anybody have anything from town council?
Yeah, I do.
Why didn't you put it on the agenda?
Because I didn't want to, I just want to talk about it. So, fire territory, are we at the point to just, so we can move forward some way and have a public meeting between Jackson Township and Cicero?
I'm fine with that. I can be honest with you, from my point of view at this point, I would be more interested in exploring a fire district or a fire territory based on the feedback I've gotten, but I'm all for the discussion.
I would be more in favor of a fire district too.
I don't have a problem having a meeting. I feel like been involved in a couple discussions, and I don't know, I just feel like I probably have more questions than answers, I guess, so. But that's what having a conversation would do, so you try to answer more questions.
Right?
I don't have
And
a problem.
I think at this point, it's worthwhile, if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna not move forward with the fire territory, but have additional discussions, just make it a public meeting, so.
Yeah, make it a public meeting. We can make a determination of what we want to pursue. If we want to keep down this path, we can make that determination in public. If not, we can pivot and go a different direction. I'm fine with that.
Dennis?
I agree.
Okay, so I will get with Robin and see what we can do. You guys good meeting outside of, in the evening sometime, outside of our typical?
As long as I'm in town, my next month is rough, but we can try to come up with something.
All right. Thank you.
All right, all good on town council. All right, moving along to plan. Frank?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Strong?
No, sir. Thank you.
Taking it easy on me. Mr. Frazier?
I don't have anything, but I can pass some information.
Well, that's something. Step up.
Are we recording this?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
we're recording.
So just an update, we've been working with ISO. Tuesday I went to an 8-hour ISO class with our actual rep who's doing our case. He's actually, I sent him the last of the information I think we need to get this wrapped up, but he is on vacation.
Oh.
Or he listed it as vacation. I think he's actually touring around teaching this class all over Indiana right now. So I should hear something back in the next couple weeks, but my goal is to have when we do our retreat meeting, I guess, before the next staff meeting, I should have all that information, be able to present the full kind of where we are in this process, and hopefully we have a good answer to wrap this up and be done with it. So I should have that by then. We have got 6 new PRN since we've changed the pay rate, and 4 of those 6 are already working. So we're already seeing a boost of the PRN. So that's, thank you guys, that's been a big help, and it's actually paid off quickly.
Good. Now, my understanding is ISO is very happy with.
Where we're heading, yes.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty close to putting into that, hopefully be done with it.
Well, thank you for your work on that.
Absolutely.
Very much appreciated. Yeah. Anything else? Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Chief Rednauer.
I didn't have anything on the agenda, but I got something to update you as well.
Fire away.
All right.
It's a good update, right? Come on.
Like I said, I got something to update you on. So back in December, one of our guys ran over a cinder block that the guy had put in an easement, or I think put in an easement. Anyway, came out initially, it was $3,000 worth of damage. Come to find out, the car's totaled. So.
Can you explain the situation so everybody else?
It's not good news, Chief.
No, it's not good news.
No.
But in all fairness, this one is not necessarily the fault of the officer, so they need the whole story.
So over by the police department, a gentleman that lives next to the alley put cinder block from people from turning into his yard. And our officer was he was going south in the alley, tried to turn west right there around the post office, and hit one of the cinder blocks, full size one, and it sucked it up into the wheel well. And when it did, it just kind of shoved the fender and the door and jacked that all up. And that's what we thought the problem was until they got it out to Talent Auto Body and tore like the weather stuff out of the inside, and it actually damaged the structure to help in crashes. So now they got to pull the engine, pull those off, weld them back on there. So it came out to about $17,000 worth of damage. So we're dealing with the insurance company right now and try to get that settled.
So have we taken any steps to understand, I'm assuming that's an easement where that stuff was sitting, where the cinder blocks were sitting?
I think so. However, after consulting with Aaron He said since our insurance company's gonna pay off, that would be the insurance job to go after that homeowner if they think they need to do so.
Okay. And we have to keep in mind, this was our new officer who's used to the streets of Arcadia, not used to the mean streets of Cincinnati, so it's a different beast.
Ouch.
Actually, it's the one that came from Millwood.
Oh, Elwood,
Yeah,
even more extreme.
Louis from Arcadia. Will's the one that came from,
Will.
yeah. I mean, it was rolling probably 3-4 mile an hour when he made the turn, and I don't know how that block just went up in there.
That's actually fairly impressive.
Yeah.
The fact that it sucked it up like that.
So our insurance would determine if they think there's a reason to pursue the homeowner's insurance?
Yeah, according to Mr. Culp, yes.
So we're covered either way.
Yes, so now we're just dealing with, I had to get some quotes on to replace the car and equipment and so on. I emailed that to him earlier this week, and I haven't heard back yet.
What's our deductible?
$1,000? Yeah.
And it should be returned to us if they subrogate against the homeowner and they find out that they're at fault.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
So you're making do though, now that you're down a car?
Yeah, we had a couple spare cars we were hanging on to that I'll talk to you about at the next meeting about new officers and such. But yeah, I think we're right. We thought we were ahead of the game, and now we're just kind of right back where we were at. But yeah, we're surviving.
We'll work through it.
Questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving along. Water, wastewater. Mr. Cooper.
Only thing I have is, do you want to try to set a date for that executive session? Did you, and you seen Aaron's emails back and forth?
Yes,
so-
sir, we did. So, the challenge right now with that is all the retreats.
I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear
Hey,
it.
this is an hurricane initiative.
Eric is in,
No, we,
just so you know, never again, never.
We've done it this way before, I think.
we tried, but we still ended up in a Saturday session. If we can make it work, let's make it work. And actually, you know what?
Next Thursday?
To this point, I'm gonna speak personally, I'd be fine coming in on Saturday morning to do it too.
Don't matter to me. I'm
But
good.
I don't wanna make that decision for everybody else.
If we do an exec session, the next council and through March, we're filled up with an hour prior with retreats. So we would have to do, how much you need time, you thinking, an hour, 40 minutes, 30?
But I'd say at least probably ought to punch in 2 hours, because we're going to be given a lot of
2 hours?
we're
We
giving
would
a
have
lot
to
of
do it Saturday.
I think
information,
we have to do Saturday
do
at
it
that point.
Saturday.
I'm good.
because we got a lot of information and a lot of things for you guys to chew on.
Yeah.
I'm available what is it?
Not this Saturday, I got a date, it's
the
Valentine's
21st.
Day.
The 21st is the
next
following
Saturday.
21st?
I'm not available.
I'm not either on the 21st.
I'm not available the following.
Why don't we do like the 24th? So that's a Tuesday. So
Okay.
council next Tuesday, then the following Tuesday, why don't we do the evening of the 24th?
That'll work.
I don't believe I'm here, but if you guys wanna go ahead and do it without me, that's fine.
No, when are you here?
Yeah, well, I told you it gets ugly. Hold on a second.
I mean, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night?
Wait, what is the 24th? What day is it?
24th is a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And we don't have a council meeting.
That's
No.
the week after.
I can make that work. I have to be on an early flight the next morning. I can make that work.
I'm gone, but you guys can do it without me.
No, you need to be there.
See, we're getting ugly here, man, and I know this is timely.
Right.
So next week, what about the 19th? That's a Thursday.
I'm gone.
You're going? Okay, so look at the
See,
calendar.
I'm actually going to.
So when you guys look at your calendars and when are you available during the week?
I'm gone the 18th to the 20th, the 25th to the 4th. But I'm actually gone the 17th because I have to go stay in a hotel the night before because I fly out so early.
March 5th, anybody?
What about the 23rd?
No, not for the,
What
not
about
the 5th.
Monday, the 23rd?
I'm just trying to think, cause my schedule's kinda similar to his.
I'm not. Oh, wait, yeah.
It's a Monday.
Oh, we have
Oh,
the
no.
Red Bridge.
Yeah.
We have the thing at Red Bridge for the north, unless, that's at 6 o'clock, right? Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that.
What is it?
It's the
He's
Northern
the
Hamilton
speaker.
County GOP, where the candidates are coming to speak.
Okay.
I mean, we could do it after that theoretically, right, at 7 o'clock? Would,
Oh, it won't be over
It won't
until
be over.
probably 8.
okay.
What about the 18th?
He's
I'm gone.
Joe's
You're
going.
gone.
You can have my time on the 3rd, and I can do mine later.
You can do that.
Yeah.
March 3rd. That's when I'm doing my presentation.
Is that too
I'm
long,
not
Terry?
here, I'm not here then.
Oh.
March
neither.
3rd is a.
And it's actually March 2nd.
Am I saying it wrong?
No,
No, you're right.
No,
the
you're
third.
right.
Oh, it's the
Third
third.
Tuesday.
I don't get back until the 4th.
What about the 5th?
5th, good?
What day is that, Thursday?
That's
Thursday.
Thursday the
I can
5th?
do that.
Thursday the 5th work for everybody?
So are you guys here the 21st? That's a Saturday.
21st?
No, Jacob's not.
You're
I'm
here
not.
Saturday? You're not here? Okay.
I don't know.
I
Back to
thought-
March
Somebody
5th?
said they weren't available on the 21st.
Oh.
Not me, I'm being a good guy.
Who said they weren't available?
I said I wasn't, but I think I can probably make it work. It's early in the morning.
I'm not available, but how about we do this? I can make it work.
21st or March 5th?
I can on the 21st.
You can't? Okay, March 5th it is.
March 5th,
Is that
everybody?
too long, Terry? Is that too far
No,
out?
no, no, that's, and if, you know, I mean, if you need to stretch it out a little bit, I just was wanting to make sure we stay, you know, on the radar.
I actually have a window between the 5th and the 16th that I can work with.
Let's try March 5th. That work for
I'm good
everybody?
What time are we doing, 6?
I'm good with 6.
I'm good with 6.
6.
Great.
You
Exec
good,
session, March 5th at 6 o'clock here at Town Hall.
And I'll immediately get with,
I will.
Keith and make sure
I
that,
will.
oh, okay, that way we can
Well,
make
tell
sure.
him if he can't do it that night, it's probably gonna be July before we.
March 5th, 6 o'clock, Town Hall. I'll send it.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock. March 5th at 6 o'clock.
Now, park board meets at 5,
Okay?
so
You'll be all right.
Now, something to keep in mind, with some of the information that Aaron sent out about remote attendance to meetings, is this something we could potentially do via a Teams call or something?
I think so. But you
As long as
can't,
we adopt that on Tuesday?
you have to adopt it. You have to also, you have to do at least 50% live meetings. And I don't think the
Oh.
person who's awake can vote.
Yeah, if we're not,
Well, we're not voting on anything.
No,
there's no voting, it's an
Just
exec session.
information.
Yeah.
But if you have to have 50% live, then there's no point, so let's just roll with
Mhm.
the 5th.
well, with 3 here, we're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
So 2 could watch my,
But, going back to it, does anybody have a problem with the 5th before we pivot again?
No.
If we're good with the 5th.
Terry's
let's roll
already
with the
sat
5th.
down because he doesn't want us to change the date again.
No, we're gonna, let's roll with the 5th.
But you still might want to adopt that just in case in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, it's something that needs to be done. All right, you all good on water wastewater?
Yeah.
Moving
Are you
along.
sure you don't have another meeting on schedule?
I have things personally scheduled, but it's going away, don't worry about it.
All right,
I'll be here. I will be here.
Rhonda,
And I'll be at conference March 8th through the 12th. That's it.
Hey, I'm not joking. I don't think I can make the 5th. I could call in. I mean, I'll be at my house, but my wife's having
Yeah.
surgery on the 4th.
ooh, that would be one big doghouse.
she won't mind.
Yeah.
And she needs somebody there with her.
Again, if there was a date where I'm not gonna be here, I don't have a problem missing or trying to join virtually.
Exec session still happening? You'll tune in or are we not having it?
I mean, if we can adopt that on Tuesday and there's only one of us gone, I personally have no issue with Eric doing it from
Because
home.
we're not voting.
Well,
Right.
and you can't vote, yeah. It's
And
it's
this
still
is-
person.
That's fine. Let's do that. I should be able
Okay.
to call in from home.
Okay, and now that we have this system, it makes it a lot easier. It's not like we're working
Right.
off of one computer,
Right.
so I'm good with that.
All right. So we're still back on.
Yeah. But if you decide to change your mind, you're welcome to bring her. Project coordinator, Mr. Strong.
So while I'm thinking of it, I need to ask for a couple of exec sessions. Just joking. I thought I'd add a little humor tonight. I know that's unusual for me, so. So I did have a couple of things this evening, one of those being the Byron Street outdoor seating area that I had sent out to the council to review previous tonight, and that would be for the sidewalk encroachment. So basically, it would put a permitting process that would go through the planning department, since basically it's a right-of-way, and it would tie into the other right-of-way permits that that department issues. So I guess the questions, if everyone had a chance to review it and if you thought it was adequate and it was okay. The other piece of it is looking at it that it would be a yearly process. And part of thinking through the yearly process would be if they weren't fulfilling the commitments that they had made, then we would have the opportunity to address those. And then also potentially not issue them permit for the next year.
And I shared my feelings in email. Given that fee, I think for free use of town space, $100 is more than fair. That's my thought on it.
So other council member thoughts on the yearly fee? I mean, that is, you know, other communities do charge that, but I didn't know if the council would feel that was too much or what those thoughts were, so.
I mean, keep in mind, there are upkeep costs. We've already seen where we've had to place the railing. There's gonna be costs that we're absorbing, but, you know, you've heard my feelings.
Well, it's a good point. We had to repair the railing over by Red Street, or Red Bridge, Bristow too at one point, so.
I think it's totally in line to charge a fee.
I think the question is, do we charge 50 or 100? 100 is what other communities are doing, and I think that's minimal for what the benefit that's being given.
I don't have a problem with it.
And then obviously that $100 is only being charged if that business is
Participating,
utilizing
yeah.
it.
Yes, that is true. So in the particular case, the one over by, what would it be, Nolan James, they may not be utilizing that, so of course there would not be a fee with that.
And I can't see Red Bridge Bistro utilizing it either with their outdoor space that's already there, so.
No,
So
they only,
if they wanted to put in a bench for the customers to sit at, is that considered outside seating and they have to put in $100?
No,
No?
I don't, just a bench for waiting. It doesn't have a table, you set your drink on, you're just waiting.
I'm just asking the
I-
question.
Yeah, and
and I
it's
don't
not
know.
constant use. The spirit of what I was thinking was related to actual everyday
Dining.
use, dining.
Me too.
I would even question, would we even allow a private bench on a public sidewalk?
We're allowing private tables.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a difference there between
I
like
do.
dining
And
And
spaces
seating.
versus like if it's a bench.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
mean, we
like,
have benches on our sidewalks.
but those are ours, right?
well, we actually, Erica's has one down by her, I believe. I know we moved it for the sidewalk construction, so there may be a couple that are not the town's benches, so.
I don't have a problem with a bench being out there with no charge, but my personal feeling is if you're putting seating out there and it's a revenue generating item for you, $100 is minimal in my eyes.
I'm not for it. I mean, we invested a significant amount out there. So you're talking $400 a year, maybe some smaller fee to give you, the ability to say no, but we really, I mean, if they keep breaking the rules, we have the ability anyway to go in and say, from the planning to say, you're done.
Sure.
Or give them warning. So to me, I don't think we should. It's bringing the community together, so.
I knew that was probably going to be a tough discussion. That's why I,
Discussion. Part of my thought process is though, if they're gonna be using that exclusively for their business, do they have that right? Or can somebody from Tim West bring their takeout down and sit in that seating area outside of Broncos that Broncos is utilizing? If that's the case, I think there should be a fee. If it's, you know, that's just my thought.
Yeah, since Nova's space won't be utilized probably, then Tim West could pay.
I'm not saying Tim West pays for it, I'm talking about if
I'm just saying.
Broncos, for example, wants the exclusive right to use that area for their seating, I don't see why there's an issue charging them.
I am assuming the coffee shop patrons in the morning will go over and sit in those chairs at Rocco's. Not
That's a different
minus
scenario.
and,
But under that
how's
understanding,
that a different scenario?
I'm saying, under that understanding, Broncos would not have the right to say you can't sit here. But if Broncos wants the right to be able to say only Broncos patrons can sit here, I don't see a problem with the fee. If it's gonna be general use, I don't have a problem with it.
Well, no, that would be in the morning, Broncos isn't even open. I mean, I think it's.
But who's to say they're gonna pick up their trash and may become Broncos' responsibility?
Well, I think the intent of the ordinance was that it would be exclusive to the adjacent property owner to that business. So I think that was the intent of the original ordinance was, or drafting this was, that it would be Broncos, it would be Dark Side Roasters, potentially Red Bridge Bristo, or whoever might be on the other corner. And that's certainly not to say that if they would want to have other people to sit there, they certainly could, but I think that was the intent when we went down this path, so.
I think that we're.
Furniture would really have that call. You know, the space is ours, but the furniture is theirs. So the business owner should have a right to say, get out of my chair, I think.
I would agree.
And they are liable for that if, if they're serving alcohol or whatever, that they have to meet those standards as well with the Alcoholic Beverage Commission, so, which is spelled out in here as well, so.
So you want no fee?
We've invested a fortune, I don't see that $400 a year does anything. We have the ability to say no anytime if they're breaking the rules.
It gives them a vested interest at a minimal amount.
I think the only reason that I, threw out the fee for potential discussion was in regards that it does take time through the planning department and, potentially a minimal charge to cover the cost there or something. It wasn't driven as a revenue generator by any means, as,
No, it's not, the intent is not to be a revenue
No.
generator. However, it's a revenue generator for the business.
Yes.
Because people.
And it would
come
be.
there specifically for the opportunity to sit outside, so. Just my thought, I'm not gonna fight it either way, I'm just giving you my feedback.
I would say no charge, I like it, but I do have one question on your group document. I meant to look when I came in, do they have their seats, does the coffee place have their seats out? Because you said all that has to be put away. I'm afraid that it's gonna be difficult to put outdoor seating away for those 2 or 3 or 4 months.
We certainly can look at that and just if it's an issue, but I know they moved it during construction and stuff and they had a place to take it, so I don't know the answer to that. And I know they brought it back, so.
So we're gonna have it's February, we're gonna have a 60-degree day
And
next week. Does somebody wanna sit outside? I don't know.
So
Even before we had put this stuff in, Darkside had seating along the wall out there.
Correct.
So they theoretically could still offer that without being in the actual community area.
So the intent there, from my understanding, what I've read in other communities was so that they could keep the sidewalks, the snow off and stuff in the winter, and then she weren't trying to shovel around tables and chairs and trash cans and things like that. So that was part of the reason of being removed over the winter months.
That's a fair point, didn't think about that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the dark side, because they already had tables out there, so now, since we've updated the street, they're gonna be charged to do that. Now, if we say there's $100 fee, and they say, I don't wanna pay that, but I wanna keep the tables where they were, that would be okay?
I don't think it would.
I don't know that, we would be able to allow that with putting this in place.
We're talking.
Unless the board, unless we modify it somehow. I mean, we'd want to be consistent what we were doing with everyone, so.
Well, I think it states here you need 5 feet, so I think they'd still be able to do that from where their tables were. But
Yeah, they were able to do it before.
Yes.
It's bigger now.
yeah,
Are they on there right now?
I didn't even look.
Because they're not supposed to be, according to the conditions set by the BZA.
Christian, you mind doing a quick check for us?
That's a good question. I walked by there today twice and I couldn't tell you. That's sad, isn't it?
I just think the sidewalk, the entire sidewalk is public. So to your point, I think we can't, I don't the building or out by the street, I think.
It's good. I thought they had removed it, but I didn't want to go down that road.
That's
So,
a legal non-conforming thing, it's just the same as all the other legal non-conforming stuff in that, where the ordinance was in effect, or the use was in place at the time before the ordinance took effect, that's considered legal non-conforming grandfather, and then that use can continue. I think so. So dark side would be exempt, in my opinion.
That's fair.
I don't know, man.
so in that particular case, they would be exempt from anything in this ordinance if it's legal non-conforming.
Not
So-
anything though, you're just saying if they put exactly what they had before out, not more tables.
Well, they have a contract with the town to allow that.
Oh, I see what
So
you're
Yeah.
saying.
But
I
that was
see
on
what
the
you're saying.
original sidewalk before we put the outdoor seating
Right.
area.
Yeah, but there's
I don't know.
guidelines set by the BZA as to how many, all that kind of stuff.
So, and Bronco,
Have them sign this ordinance.
and as you said, Broncos basically has a similar situation. They went through the process for their outdoor seating also, so.
I would agree.
And that's
We
sort of what prompted this conversation, knowing that they were going to want to serve alcohol out there and making sure that they had the AD accessibility and some of those things.
To your point, not to change subjects here, but we do need to get together on this door
Yes.
issue.
I don't know if this is what you were saying, Eric, but if these business owners will voluntarily agree that we're all just gonna follow the same rules going forward, rather than having some people subject to old BZA rules and some people subject to these new rules, I think it'd be better for everybody if they will willingly agree to say, okay, we have new sidewalks, they're bigger, they're different, let's all get on the same standard. But I don't know if you guys wanna go down that road, I don't even know if that makes sense.
Well, it's certainly a conversation we can have with them, and then, if that's what the council would like.
I don't know
Or,
if that's what the council would like, because I don't understand the intricacies of what happened with the BZA in the past, so, just an idea. If it were up to me, everybody be on the same rules. But
well,
I don't know if that's possible.
we have to keep in mind that the BZA allowed the outdoor seating, but ultimately it was a council decision because it's a town sidewalk. So the council still had to allow them to be on the sidewalk. Even though the BZA said the seating was okay, it still was a final decision through the town council that they could use the town property for outdoor seating.
As it stands, are the individual businesses responsible for their snow removal?
Yes.
Can I ask two,
What were those months again I'm looking for?
I think we put November through the end of March, I believe. Of course, that can be modified. Yeah.
I mean, if they're already doing it, I'm fine with that. If it becomes a problem, then we can always, or it can always be adjusted. I don't think we should charge a fee.
can I ask you two things?
Sure.
About the fee. Can you just remind me, it talks about, there's some aesthetic stuff in here, right, like materials. If this were adopted, does that become the rules of the game? Is there any other review by Frank or the plan commission or anybody else, or is this what dictates what happens out there?
So in this particular case, one of the things was trying to make it more business friendly, if you would. So they didn't have to come through aesthetic reviews, pay the $200 if they were going to use these four corners. So basically it would be reviewed through the planning department to make sure they were using adequate materials and to fit with what was in those guidelines.
I mean, that's a good point. Maybe we just say it all has to be black, just like the dark side.
I was just trying to understand and now I remember that conversation, so thank you but I was just trying to think process-wise what would happen. My other question was, one comment was if we go through an annual process, it gives us an opportunity to make sure they're doing the things they said they were gonna do and following the rules, basically. My assumption would be, if we have an issue in the middle of the year, we have the ability to basically take corrective actions with them and all that.
That would be correct. This would be probably the final, you know, and I'll use Mr. Zawatsky goes and talks to him twice, and he gets it corrected, but it's an ongoing issue, then next year he would not have to issue them a permit.
Okay. I'm done, thank you.
But I believe, if I remember correctly, we did talk about potentially having the materials all the same on four corners at one particular time. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the feeling was that it would be nice to allow them the latitude so all the corners didn't look the same, that it would be a little more colorful in the area.
And the challenge with that, just like if you look over at Boathouse and La Cascada, their umbrellas are provided by vendors, so they're not necessarily going to be always conforming in that regard. So it may add additional expense and force them to buy them themselves where they could be provided by a vendor.
You can't have a vendor that's considered signage.
So that would be, yes. So if there's advertising on an umbrella, per our current sign ordinance, it states that is considered signage. And then they would have,
So they have to go through aesthetic review then.
I don't think they have them anymore, do they?
they,
I think they took them down.
yeah, one time the Boathouse went through aesthetic review for umbrellas. And when they changed them out one particular time, and if I remember correctly, La Scala did also. So I think they both went through aesthetic review for their umbrellas because of the additional signage more so than anything else. So we certainly can, you know, take this under advisement if the council would like for more consideration and give me some additional feedback, or we'll move forward however you want to do so.
Let's just pound it out now. I'm not averse to anything. I was making suggestions. So.
I'm fine with the document, even removing the chairs for those months since they're already doing it, just no fee.
Okay.
Can we review this document annually to make sure, I mean, if something's going on, I mean, we have that power anyway, so whatever.
Yes. Yeah, you can modify any document and even a town ordinance. It's just a matter of Mr. Culp, you know, redoing it. And then Mr. Culp would create an ordinance based upon this permitting process.
Fine with whatever the consensus is, I'm good with it.
I don't have a problem with a fee, but I'm not gonna fight either way either, so whatever the group thinks is best.
Generally, it's up
I
to
don't
you
have
to-
a problem with the fee, but I'm still intimidated by doing anything with Eric's sidewalk. So,
I mean, if the council wants to do a fee, it can be a minimal fee.
So
I mean,
how about we do this? How about we let it roll this year, review it next year?
Okay.
And,
The complainer won't be here.
yeah.
oh
Well,
my
we could
gosh.
see too if there's additional charges, you know, like replacing.
Well,
the
we see
fence
what we
and-
have to absorb, and then we can make a decision based on history instead of just spitballing.
So, I mean, they have to have an outlay for their equipment. They're bringing in 1% food and beverage tax to the town by allowing extra people to sit there. So there's a benefit to the town. It's getting people outside downtown. By them doing that, being able to sit outside, it's gonna bring more people into this area to sit outside. So those are the benefits just off the tongue.
I do see the benefit of not charging the fee, because then it's open to all.
And that's a fair point.
And
Oh, well, that's the point I was trying to make earlier.
But I don't think that expectation is clear amongst the town nor the business owners.
Well,
Because if I bought that furniture, and I'm assuming that insurance liability for that furniture, even if I'm not paying a fee, I would expect to have the authority to tell somebody to get off. of it.
We're absorbing the liability for where that furniture's sitting.
Well, they're
No,
indemnifying us, right?
I mean, the intent is, that is seating for that business. That's the intent, and they should have the right, if somebody's sitting there, so at Broncos, if
Now, hold
somebody's
on.
there at 7:00.
I'm gonna challenge you there, because the discussions we had when we were talking about outdoor seating was for the community, not for the specific business, if I remember correctly.
For the community to go to that business and patronize that business.
See, I don't think there's a consensus among ourselves on.
Yeah. I disagree that they're business specific.
so in regards to that question, so in regards to they would indemnify the town, and the town would be required that they town would be an additional insured on their policy because of them using that space for their business.
Are they, and they're gonna police it themselves too, so.
So,
Yeah, but my point was in the morning when Broncos isn't open, I'm sure you'll get people to go from the coffee place over there, and that's fine. But not take business away during an afternoon or a table away if there's a line of people waiting, somebody walking down the sidewalk and just plop down there. That's not the intent of that.
and I mean, the other choice, we can do nothing and continue on the path we're on. If somebody, you know, if Bronco wants to put seating out there and Darkside Roaster wants to put it out there, they can do so, and
I think what you drew up is fine, I just think it should be for free.
And, you know, maybe that's, to that point, you know, maybe you do it for a year and see how it all works out
I'm fine with it.
at no fee.
Whose idea were these bump outs?
I will say,
An agreed upon thing
I'm
by the
just giving
council.
them a hard time.
The southern bump outs belong to the southern council.
I will say, there might be a few unintended consequences.
That keeps giving.
Just a few.
So I captured, I hope I got this correctly, that we'll move forward with this, have Mr. Culp draw up an ordinance, and there will not be a fee at this particular time.
Hayden Baby.
And then removing the tables and chairs during that period of time over the winter is okay. Okay, that's what we will proceed with then. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
One other thing, just to keep it on the radar, so we talked last year about a wheel tax, and I just want to make sure that doesn't escape all of us, and, you know, we probably need to bring that to the council in the near future.
Did we not vote that in?
No. So we did not have to vote it in last year, so it was delayed, knowing that we could do it this year and have that discussion, so.
I was fully under the impression we voted in the minimum.
I tried to push it, and then it was just said, let's just do it later.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm still all.
So it has to go into effect January 1st of 27?
Yes, sir, by then. So I just want to keep it on the radar, and, you know, if you have a month that you would like to see it here, then I'll get with Mr. Culp and we'll get this to before the board, so.
Let's do it, let's get it over with.
Yeah,
Here's the
let's get it
second.
I was just gonna say,
Meeting in March.
just make sure nothing changes in the legislative session, which is supposed to be done at the end of February, so.
Okay. I'll plan on having Mr. Culp then sometime in March or early April then, to get that on the agenda.
Let's not do it the second meeting in March.
Yeah, I figured I was gonna leave that one off.
Yeah.
So we'll shoot for April, just to be on the safe side. That's all I had, unless there's anything for me.
Thank you, Dan.
All righty, thank you.
Appreciate you. I'm assuming there's nothing with parks since Jimmy's gone. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Anything else from anybody else out there?
Everybody's talked. Harrison, do you have
Christian,
anything?
how's-
The bump outs are awesome.
Thank you.
The northern or the southern?
You gotta pick a side.
You gotta pick a side
All
here.
four,
The
all
northern,
four.
the northern.
Northwest particularly,
Northwest.
As long as it has north in front of it, I'm good. Who hadn't got to talk?
Christian.
Christian, do you have anything to say? All right, man. All right, well, I got. Sean? Sean, you're welcome to talk. Actually, you know what, Sean? You're not off the hook. At least stand up and introduce yourself to the council so everybody knows you. Please.
My name is Sean Wilson. I've been with the utilities for 23 years. Any questions?
That's all I gotta say, man. Great job. You're doing a great job.
You're
man.
part
So
of,
thank you
you're part of the
very much.
leadership team there, correct?
Yep,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just keep up the good work.
thank
We
you.
wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't put you on the spot a little bit. So
I appreciate
we're
it.
just getting you ready for it.
Yep,
Thank you for,
all righty.
All right, guys.
thank you
Thank you
guys
very
for all
much,
you do.
All right, back to this motion to adjourn.
So moved, Dennis Johnson.
She already so moved it. You're second.
Second,
All right.
Dennis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?